What's up, everybody? The NBA season is finally here. I'm so pumped. I'm Rosalyn Gold-Onwude, and I'm your host of Don't At Me. You know how we do on NBA Twitter. We laugh, we escalate, we debate, we deliver our hot takes and drop the mic like, don't at me. Well, that's exactly what this show is all about. It's an unapologetic series covering the most relevant topics in sports and culture. All right, this show moves fast. It's only 30 minutes, so don't miss a moment, okay? Without further ado, let's introduce today's guests. All right, a two-time NBA champion and Olympic gold medalist. Let's welcome in Chris Bosh. What's up, Chris?
What's up, guys?
All right, let's get to guest number two. A four-time All-Star, 2004 NBA champion, and the record holder in a single season for most technical fouls. Rasheed Wallace. What's up, Sheed?
Ow!
What do you think about that new coaches challenge rule? How would that have changed your ball don't lie statement?
It would have just slowed the game up like it's doing now.
Boo. Come on, let's keep it moving. Actually, I also want to make sure to shout out new head coach for Jordan High in North Carolina.
Yes, yes.
Absolutely.
Right. Yes, yes.
Making the kids better, all of that. And new to Twitter. Your first and only tweet.
Thank you.
His first and only tweet was about this show, which is honestly like one of my life's greatest accomplishments. Like, make sure NBA Twitter, you follow him. I am_Sheed, and welcome him to Twitter for sure. Okay, show love. All right, y'all. So before we jump into our first topic, we wanted to give everyone a heads up that we will be throwing out live polls during the show. Make sure you're following at Players Tribune to vote. They're the ones that are putting the polls out, and we'll check out the results later on. All right, let's get to our first topic, and I think we start with the youth. We got to start with Zion. Unfortunately for Zion, yesterday he underwent arthroscopic surgery for a torn right lateral meniscus. His estimated time of full return to play is about 6 to 8 weeks. I'll start with you, Sheed. How do you think this is going to impact his rookie season?
It's going to be a challenge for him because his main thing is to try to keep that weight off. That's what's really tearing his knees up because the guy's so athletic and like he jumps from forever to make a dunk. And his landings are kind of hard for him. So with that, 285, I think? 280, 285. It's hard on your knees, and he's going through that now. So it's going to be a little rocky for him. But I think overall, he'll be all right.
How much weight would you want to see him lose?
Whatever he can lose to, get his knees healthy, to feel healthy, and to feel more energetic. So I say at least 25 pounds?
25? I thought you were going to say 15. I feel like, how hard is it to gain or lose 15 to 25 pounds?
I couldn't tell you. I was trying to put on 25.
Facts. What do you think about Zion? Are you concerned that this might be more than just a one-time thing, that he might have chronic injuries throughout his career?
Well, like she said, getting the weight off, that's the most important thing. And I'm, not changing his game, but being aware of that. I mean, we've seen him do unbelievable athletic things for the past 3 years, if you was watching on Instagram and stuff like that. But eventually that wears you down and you can't really sustain that. I think we see the same thing. We saw the same thing with Derrick Rose. And eventually he had to cater his game. Now he's good, but Zion's going to have to work on that mid-range, then extend it to the threes and be wary. Probably just give him one move. And then, go to the basket. He's so dynamic. He can do these special things in the paint and, it wears you down, man.
Right, and let's not even forget about how he might be getting worn down at some point by all of the expectations and hype around him. I mean, we could just speak to your incoming draft class of 2003, where LeBron was number 1, Darko was 2, Melo 3, you were 4, Dwayne Wade was 5. Like, you talking Hall of Famers all through that class. And also in your respective class, you were the number 4 draft pick as well. But your class in particular, you were there. You can speak to the hype and expectations surrounding LeBron. Like, how would that compare to what you think Zion's getting right now?
I think, Zion's he's getting used to everything right now. I think Bron pretty much knew since he was about 15 years old that he was going to be the number 1 pick in the draft eventually. I think for Zion, everything kind of came so quick. And at the same time, he hasn't had time to say, all right, look, you're in the league now. These are things you got to do. We got to drop weight. We got to work on this jumper. You know, we got to eat, right? We got to do all these things. It's so many things you have to do just to even get in the game, which he's not going to be able to do that even after a phenomenal preseason. So, I mean, you know, it's just really catching up with it and understanding that you're a professional basketball player now.
And you mentioned that phenomenal preseason. He played only 4 games. He missed the last one because of the injury, but they were 4-0 in those 4 preseason games. It was historic. He had 23 points per game, 6 rebounds, 2 assists on 71% shooting from the field in 27 minutes. Granted, it's preseason. What happens?
Dunks. 71% from the field, that's dunks.
And exactly, like if you watch the highlights, it was all him moving freely in space. It was like against like the Bulls who are still figuring a lot out, you know.
Right.
Is all of that, once he gets healthy, is all of that going to translate to the actual NBA regular season, or is there still more to come for him?
I think, as Chris said, I think it's still more to come for him because it's so much pressure with him that the spotlight is on him. So he's going to have to make sure, as Chris said, yo, I'm getting paid to do this now. This is my job. Granted, yes, I still like it, but now I have to make sure that I eat right. I have to make sure that I get up and go to practice before and after do my workouts, no matter, you know, treadmill or
Facts.
weight room, whatever. And he has to stay on top of it. You know, you can't slack off not one bit. You know, you at home, oh yeah, I'll eat some Twinkies or, you know, I'll eat whatever because I'm at the house, can't nobody see. But guess what? It catches up to you.
Right. And so for you guys, I want to take you back to your rookie year first game. Not that preseason game, that real first game on an NBA court. You don't got to tell me the whole story, but what do you remember about it? How did you feel?
I remember like you asking that question about preseason. I remember as soon as the regular season started, guys were moving way faster. The speed of the game changes because on TV it looks slow. And we played the New Jersey Nets home opener. And, for me, I'm like, wow, that's Jason Kidd playing fast. Oh, he's fast, and the guys are playing more minutes now. So that's like the first thing you have to get used to in Zion's case, in any rookie's case.
Right.
You have a good preseason.
Absolutely.
You kind of let up like, oh, I got this, man. This is going to be crazy. And then it changes. And then it changes again the longer the season is.
Absolutely. Do you remember anything about your first game?
It was a preseason game, but going against David Robinson.
Oh my God.
Gave me 30 points, 14 rebounds in 30 minutes.
And it was just like stoic, steady work, probably.
And it's drilled in my head to this day, years later. But my first NBA game, I didn't get much time. I was playing behind C. Webb.
Okay.
So I didn't get much time.
All right. Well, let's wrap this up on Zion because I have like kind of a poll question for y'all. What do you think is more likely of these 3 scenarios? After he returns from the meniscus injury, is it that he fulfills his expectations and hype and is rookie of the year? Or is it this option more likely? That he's going to spend the season missing considerable time due to injuries or load management? Or 3, his season has nothing to do so much about the injury and the body issues, but more he has a lot of adjusting to do to the NBA game and he had a lot of learning to do. He didn't quite get it right away. Which do you think is more likely?
For him, I hope it's the first one.
Yeah.
That he comes and he does the things that he has to do to make himself better and boom, becomes that all-star, becomes that dunk champion, because that's a given. And, I think he'll end up having a successful career. It's just a matter of, okay, you just tripped out of the starting gate.
Okay.
That's all it is. You just tripped, you stumbled a little bit, but get your feet under you, take off.
What about you, Chris?
The same thing, but with
You think he's going to be rookie of the year?
I think it'll be really hard.
Okay.
Because, had a great training camp, like I was saying, having momentum, losing that momentum, now he's going to have to start all over. And the team, Grant, I hate that word load management. I hate that phrase. But, when he comes back, it's going to be 15 minutes,
Right.
16 minutes, 20 minutes. I don't think he's going to find his rhythm until probably, well after the new year.
And don't forget the psychological aspect of this too. Like, he's a young man. Like, you're supposed to be on national TV starting the season right here.
It's a bummer.
It's a bummer.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
Don't forget, he only played a few minutes in summer league. He only played like a few minutes of one game. Then he comes in. He missed the last game at the Garden. He didn't get to play at the Garden in the preseason. Here for the season opener, he's out for months.
Yeah.
Like, I just hope mentally and emotionally, who are the OGs and vets on that team? Like, maybe Drew Holiday is in his ear.
Somebody has to.
Yeah,
Because there's a lot of young guys on that team.
Yeah.
JJ Redick is
JJ
there
Redick,
too.
oh, yeah, he's a pros
Grizzle
pro.
vet. Yeah, he'll be fine.
Well, that poll we actually opened up to our fans on Twitter who are watching along with us, and I want to check out what you guys said about what is more likely for Zion this season, considering his injury. So let's check it out. Wow. So they were less optimistic than y'all. Okay, so you guys were like, yeah, he can still come back and be Rookie of the Year. They were like, slow but solid comeback, misses considerable time. And I think actually what the fans are saying is valid. Like, this is something to be of concern with. In college, I believe he did the same right knee when the shoe issue and missed games for that.
The blowout.
Right now, he's got the same right knee bothered. His left knee was the one that was bothered, a bone bruise in summer league play. So it's something to keep an eye on.
He needs to get right.
Absolutely,
That's
absolutely.
the
All
most
right.
important thing.
All right, on to topic 2. Producers, please give us 5 minutes on the clock. All right, for our next topic, we need to get into this kind of super teams, or nowadays it's more like a super duos conversation. It's kind of changed into that. Actually, tonight, to start the NBA season, the nightcap game tonight, 2 of the top dynamic duos are playing tonight, the Lakers and the Clippers. So first off, who do you got in that matchup?
I'm gonna have to go with the Clippers in that one, for the simple fact that I think LA has always been the actual king of, Los Angeles. The Lakers have always been the kings of Los Angeles for since Magic. You can't talk about the city of Los Angeles without talking about the Lakers. So I feel as though with PG and Kawhi, that whole team, they want to put their footprint on LA. Like, all right, look, we here now. So I'm gonna have to go with them tonight. I think they might be a little bit more hungry, but I think overall, I think the Lakers will have a better record.
Overall, okay, what about you?
It's definitely going to be some scuffles tonight with Pat Bev out there, with my man Pat Beverly out there. He's going to get into something, that's for sure. Oh, it's going to be a great hyped up environment. I mean, yeah, I'll go with the Lakers. I think everybody's excited. Bron's had some time off.
Yeah.
AD, he's... no offense to other organizations, but this is a different level of NBA now, and I think he's going to be very, very excited. I think the whole Lakers kind of staff and the team after last year, they're going to be a little more excited just to go out there and play ball and have a good team. But, I'm looking forward to a great game, though. I think it's going to be a very hyped up game, and the Western Conference is no joke. You gotta hit the ground running.
And you feel like Pat Beverly is going to try and set the tone. But you mentioned the Lakers last year to this year. I kind of feel like it's either got to be they're winning and it's fun, or it's going to be a whole mess. Like, there's no middle ground for the Lakers.
That's how it always is. I think Bron and AD know what they're getting into.
Yeah.
You go somewhere. You go to Detroit. You go to Miami. You go to LA. That's great. We can play basketball, and that's great. But if we're not winning,
it's going to be messy.
Man, you're going to have Magic, Isaiah just looking at you like,
the whole peanut gallery.
And everybody will be talking. There's no losing discreetly or with grace.
Oh, no.
It's got to be championship level. But is it a bad look for the Lakers if they lose to the Clippers tonight without Paul George?
That pressure's there, sure. It's the season. You know how it is.
Yeah, a little.
You know how it is, but
Okay.
That's what they signed up for. That's what you signed up for. So win it.
Okay, so I want to piggyback on your experience, because with these dynamic duos and these super teams, you were a part, and in a way, I wouldn't say you were a part of a super team. You were a collection of great players that came together.
They were a super team.
You gonna call them a super team? Or were the Pistons a super team?
We were misfits. NBA didn't like us. Nobody.
Right.
On that, before we got to before I got there and before Chauncey and all.
Right.
Nobody. We was all misfits. Nobody gave us a chance to do nothing.
Misfits that fit perfectly together. It worked out.
Like a mad scientist for Larry Bird.
Facts. And so, okay, we'll put you in the it's certainly greatness and excellence, but I'll definitely say you had a squad where it was super team. Like, top players in the NBA came together and said, we're going to play together. And in a way, like especially when the Warriors, were in their heyday a year ago. I feel like I'm talking like last year.
Back in the day.
Back in the day, back in the Warriors era. I feel like everybody was saying, trying to be PC. No. There's enough balls to go around. Like, we're good. Like, everybody's going to get their shot. Is that BS, Chris? Like, does somebody have to defer? Does that happen?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's a team. I mean, the league is faster now, and it's more of a thing to see 90 shots, be averaged over a season with the rule changes and stuff like that. But yeah, our game was a little slower. You're not gonna get 90 shots, and in between that, like, it was always another level you had to go to. So like, we win one, and it's like, oh, that's great. We got Rashard Lewis and Ray. So Chris, you and Ray figure it out. And we'll run our strong side offense over here. That's pretty much how it goes. And, those shots that I was used to getting at one point, it changed. So it's always a constant change, And, if you're playing with great players, you have to defer.
So
that's just a part of it.
People often point out in your big three of you, D. Wade, LeBron, yourself, they will say, well, Bosh had to defer. You agree?
Yeah, we won. It worked,
Rings,
okay. But that's why, sometimes people are put in those situations, and if it would have been me, I would have been the one to bring the team down by saying, nah, I need it over here on this left block, and this is my thing, coach, I feel you, but I'm not feeling you. And that would throw the whole thing in disarray. So, it has to be complementary pieces that fit.
Absolutely. And on the other,
on
the other side of this, you have kind of dynastic teams or super teams on their way down. Like, let's look at the Warriors. I mean, obviously Klay Thompson is out, and actually it just came out today that he might not play the whole season.
He's not. He shouldn't. He shouldn't.
Why?
For what? What does he have to? What do we have to come back and prove this year?
Exactly, because they're fighting maybe to make playoffs at this point. So then I'll take that same mindset. Should Zion come back this year, or should he do a Ben Simmons and just take the year off?
Good question. Good question. I think he's going to end up playing. Too much pressure.
Forget the pressure. Think about the money and everything that's ahead of him. Let him get right.
Yeah, the people in New Orleans are going to be like,
Hey,
all
think
right,
about that.
season's over now.
So do you think Zion's to play this season?
Yeah, he'll play. I mean, meniscus, it's a serious issue, but I think if they take care of it and do what they need to do, play. He definitely you need to start getting that NBA experience right away.
Okay, I digress. Okay, so you say Klay should not play, and then of course they lost a generational talent as Kevin Durant left the Warriors. So now here they are, the Warriors, who were rock stars last season and for the last few years, and suddenly there's conversation, will they make the playoffs?
But
yes,
let's say they don't make the playoffs.
What's up?
Now, I'll put out there, if I were forward thinking, Klay's not playing this year, make sure he's ready for next year. Steph, once it gets to a point that they see, like, okay, we're probably not in the driver's seat like we want to be, rest them. If they get a first round pick, a lottery pick next year, and they have a little bit of cap space, they're right back in the wheelhouse, so don't sleep on the Warriors. I mean, they'll be out this year, but with those three guys, with Draymond, Klay, and Steph, they figured it out before.
Right.
And if you add, D'Angelo with them and then another pick,
okay,
they'll be right back there.
Okay.
And Big Looney, of course, got to
shout out to Looney, just a warrior out here, and I'm excited for this season, an opportunity for him once he's fully healthy. I mean, I know he's back, but to his full health. But okay, we're talking about duos. The Warriors really, do they have one this year? I mean, obviously Steph. So I want to point my attention to Draymond Green. Do you think that he can be the second, that duo to Steph? Do you believe in him in that way? Is there more production for him? Or are you of the people who think, oh, system guy, needed Klay and KD to be successful? Like, where do you stand on Draymond?
Dre, to me, in my opinion, he was the glue of that team, of that first, big three with him, Steph, and Klay. He was the glue of that because, okay, we knew what Steph could do, phenomenal shooter. We know what Klay could do, both sides of the ball. But Dre, he was the one snatching it off the boards, and they were already going, and all he doing, throwing it up, kicking it up. So to me, he was like the glue, and he was that heart for them on defense.
Yes.
Getting fired
and
up.
And IQ.
Yes. Take a charge, and he jumping up, like he just, but that's what you need. He had that fire, and guess what? That energy that he let out, it was contagious for them. You know, it went through Clay, it went
Absolutely.
through Steph, and all the other guys they had on the team, and they ended up sipping the juice at the mountaintop.
Absolutely. And that's not necessarily in the character of Steph and Clay, so they needed that from him. Warriors making the playoffs this year?
I think they'll miss it this year. I think just, you know, it's too many other weapons, and, you know, they're injured, and they have a slew of new guys. It'll be tough.
Yeah, I think it'll be tough for them too, because now they're down.
Oh.
Everybody gonna be kicking them. We remember when y'all beat us by 30 last year.
Actually, my last question on this is this to you, because not to bring up tough times for you guys were the Heatles.
Yeah.
You were four times straight the Eastern Conference champions. LeBron left, and then there were injuries you had that following season when LeBron left. But y'all went from Eastern Conference champions to no playoffs. What advice would you give to the Warriors as they go from rock stars to, okay, maybe they're trying to fight for a spot in playoffs? As it's just a really different dynamic from one year to the next.
We got the 10th pick that year, which turned into Justice Winslow.
Okay.
That's all I'll say about it.
Okay. All right. Got
So
it,
no
got it,
matter
got
what,
it.
it'll be okay.
It'll be all right.
It'll be just fine.
Rings. Okay.
It'll be just
All right,
fine.
we got to jump on to the next topic. Thank you so much for your insight, guys. You guys are incredible. Let's check in and see which super team is our fans' favorite. We had a poll up with Players Tribune. Let's check it out. Can we get that up? Nope. Oh, there it is. Okay. Players Tribune said, which will be the best new superstar pairing? Fans are here for LeBron and AD, 45%. Kawhi, PG, right under that. Westbrook, Harden, 11%. I mean, KD's not playing, so. But I'm really interested how that Westbrook, Harden. Who's deferring there in that combo, guys? We talked about deferring.
Well, I mean, you know, I think if there's a person to defer, they both have to do it, but Westbrook does have to do it the most.
Because he's coming to that team.
Coming to that team, it's a different situation. But I will say, I'm very surprised at only 11%. I know the LA hype is super, super real. But if those two guys figure it out with that team,
Right.
man, you know, they it's just those guys that have that type of talent and the way
Absolutely.
that their team is built. Eric Gordon doesn't get enough shine either.
No, he doesn't.
Clint Capella doesn't get enough shine. They have a very, very, very solid squad, and if those two, I mean, it starts up top. If they figure it out, I mean, they'll be tough. Very tough.
Absolutely.
For sure.
And you know, Clint Capella.
I wouldn't want to guard.
Out of Africa, we always root for the Africans here. Okay, here we go. All right, topic 3, here we go. We're in New York right now, so let's talk a little Knicks, and of course, a little Melo. Kind of comes with it. So first of all, let's start with Kevin Durant's comments. He said to Hot 97 recently, it's like the cool thing right now is not the Knicks. Do y'all agree with this? Like,
I'm not getting in that.
this is no at me.
I mean, you know.
I think
You played a year
He
with them,
played
your
for the
final
Knicks.
season in New York.
I loved it. I loved the actual organization. Believe it or not, I know the Knicks don't win too many games or, you know, miss playoffs, but the organization, in my opinion, is pretty good. I didn't have no beef with Dolan.
You said no beef with Dolan?
I didn't have no beef with him
Okay.
at all. You know, he was a pretty good dude, pretty good owner. You know, he came down, talked to him. He's
Okay.
down to earth.
Okay.
He just wants to win.
Where do you think he gets justified flack from then? Because honestly, like the conversation that has moved through the media and even, I mean, has it moved through the players? Is there's some kind of feeling about the way Dolan's handling business here. Can you speak to that?
Well, that I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not sure what goes on in the front office. I only can contest to what goes on in the locker room
Right.
and how he comes down, and you know he's just part of the group.
Right.
The Knicks, I think they'll always be king of New York because it's a lot of Knicks fans here, and they're diehard. You know, they love them. The Nets, you know, of course, everyone in Brooklyn loves them. You know, that's their first team. But the Knicks is still, to me, going to be kings of New York because it's just the whole organization. You know, you got the history, the
Right,
rich history
right.
that they have, and they don't have that in Brooklyn yet.
Bosh, what about you?
Which part?
Do you think that the Knicks, like, do you think there's anything, is it bigger, I'll put it this way, is it bigger to be successful on the Knicks than it is to be successful on the Nets?
Well, it's not even a question. I think, you know, it's not even a question with that. You know, like she was saying, it's a rich history. You know, they're playing on Broadway every night in Manhattan. You know what I mean? So that's automatic, you know, going to be a spotlight if you're a Knicks player. I mean, even looking at the Knicks, people are talking about them. We know that they're young. You know, what's up, Fizz? We know that they're young, but it's not going to be easy. They're going to have a tough season, but at the same time, like, they're trying to build something in Brooklyn.
Right.
You know, it's a whole brand new culture. You know, it's a very, you know, I don't want to say young organization, but the city and where they play in Brooklyn and the community, still very young, so they're trying to figure it out still.
I mean, you're comparing them to the Garden, the Mecca. Like, I mean, is there any brighter lights for you? Like, what's it like to be in the Garden?
It's not even close.
Overwhelming.
Overwhelming?
When I first played in the Garden my rookie season, it was like,
Then the game over.
Pat, you elbow me dunking on this. Yeah, it was because you watch it and you watch Knicks basketball. How many times they had Christmas games with Pat Ewing, and you know, then you talking about all the events that happen there, from concerts, boxing, now UFC, and all that. It's historic, man. It's a landmark.
The Mecca.
Absolutely. I fully agree. Even if the Knicks are down right now, and I'm from New York, I'm from Queens, I was raised, you know, a Knicks fan. Even though they're down right now and for a while, when it gets popping with the Knicks, it's gonna you're a god.
It
It's
don't
nothing
even have
gonna
to be popping. They're just like, oh yeah, watch out for my Knicks.
Right.
Bro, come on, man, leave me alone. You know, I get that all the time when I'm out here.
Eastern Conference semifinals. Oh my God, it's over. RJ has a big opportunity here. Actually, I'm really excited.
That 1 year we played here, that's the last time the Knicks won 59 games. It was popping in. To me, the city was popping.
Absolutely. All right, when you talk Knicks, you kind of think about Melo, right? First of all, what do you make of the fact that Melo is not in the league right now?
I think it's one of the craziest things I've ever seen in basketball. It makes me not really understand, you know, the game. It's nothing, you know, that can be done about it. But at the same time, I mean, you know, me and Melo, I mean, been knowing him since we came up, you know, at the same time with the draft and going to college, playing in, you know, 18 and under USA basketball and all that stuff. And just to kind of see it just stop. And I don't think he had much to do with it, but for it just to stop, if you're looking for outside shooting, if you're looking for a veteran that can, you know, bring some things to your team, I mean, I mean, if I was a GM, I would be, you know, I would figure it out.
Have you spoken to Melo?
I haven't.
You haven't?
No, I haven't.
Okay, well, I know that your career, unfortunately, due to blood clots, like kind of had to end, and it was not on your terms before you were ready. Now, while Melo's isn't like a medical issue, in some ways, like, it kind of seems like it's been taken away from him before it was on his terms. What advice would you give him if he doesn't get a chance to get this back and go out on his way? I
mean, you know, I had many conversations with some of my friends, and that was one of the first things I was trying to figure out. Like, man, it's messed up. Why on my own terms, like you were saying. And one of my friends told me one day, you never leave on your own terms, bro. You gotta kind of get that out your head. You know, you play the game one day and then it's over. And I had to kind of come to that harsh reality a little bit and just, you know, accept it as a man and move on.
She, do you think Melo will ever play an NBA game again?
I hope so. He's just a phenomenal player just to put up on the shelf and collect dust. As Chris said, he brings a lot to your locker room. You know, that veteran leadership. You need him to score, that's not a problem. You know, so Melo is he brings a lot to a team, yo. And I don't, it's as he said, it's crazy. It just blows my mind why he's not in the league right now.
Absolutely. Shout out to Melo.
My man.
Come on, Melo.
Keep hooping.
All right. So thank you for your insights on that. And obviously, you know, Chris kind of sharing from the heart on how things have ended for you with your NBA career. So now let's move on to one of the fun, quick parts. It's like the end of the show right now. We're going to go lightning round. And basically, I'll read off questions, and you give me the first answer that comes to mind. And speed is the key, all right? Okay. Lightning round, topic 1. Which current player most resembles yourself? Sheed?
LaMarcus Aldridge.
Ooh.
I say that because of the way he holds the ball.
There it is. Okay. What about you?
I go with my man Jaren Jackson Jr. out of
Oh,
And
yeah,
you
lefty.
work with him.
No, I haven't worked
No?
with him. I mean, we've talked, we've spoke. I haven't had the chance to work.
great
with him.
comparison.
Yeah, but he's pretty good.
Remember we did an
Better
NBA
shooter.
Twitter live show and he was there?
Yeah, he was there that day.
Did he reach out after that?
Yeah, we
Okay,
talked, and I
okay,
saw him
good.
at the finals, and it was crazy and things going on. But you can tell he loves the game. You know, Memphis, they have a guy, and they have a bright future with him.
When we finished this, when you walked in, he was super geeked. I was like, "Do you know him?" I was like, "You should ask." After the show, I was like, "You should ask for Chris's number." Like, and he was nervous to do it. So remember, I was like, "Hey, Chris, can you give him your number?" So that's cool. He has a mentor now. Okay.
Yeah, he's great.
Topic number 2: who's gonna have a better year, Kawhi or LeBron?
I think Bron, you know, coming back, he wants to prove to everyone, like, look, all right, yeah, I got hurt, but it's a whole new year now, and I'm coming for that ass.
You going Bron?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Brown. He got, you know, and he's got a team where he says, "Oh man, I can come and pass for the whole first half of
Right.
the quarter, and then shoot everything else."
But guys, if Kawhi gets a 3rd championship with the Clippers, a 3rd championship on 3 teams, I think we need to start talking about Kawhi in the GOATs conversation.
People will do it. It'll naturally happen.
yeah,
I mean,
I think-
people are already right there right now.
Okay,
I think. You know,
okay.
it's just if he does that, that'll be crazy.
It'd be crazy. All right, we gotta move on. Producers like we got time. Okay. Biggest trash talker you ever played against? Just need a name.
Gary Payton.
Duh.
Yeah, I mean Gary Pay. I mean,
Not
trash
KG?
talking was kind of what am I thinking?
How was
KG, but yeah,
How
I
was it
didn't
different?
I didn't get the
Cause-
GP
cause
stories too much.
GP, he was more gangster with his, like, just his whole trash talking period. You know, he gonna cuss you out, man, hey, y'all better stop giving the ball to him and all that other stuff. GP.
All right, cool. What was the most interesting, weird, unique pregame ritual or superstition you've ever seen? Whether it was yours or somebody else's.
I go with my young guy, Justice Winslow. He eats peanut butter and jalapeno sandwiches, which I hear is really good. I'm not gonna knock it. They say, yo, don't knock it.
What?
I gotta
Wait,
knock
before
that.
the game?
Yeah.
So his breath was hot on the court?
I don't know. I don't know.
He was trash talking.
Trash talking for real.
Right, for real trash talking. You got one or are we moving on?
No, I don't really have one.
All right. Bigger NBA ref villain, Draymond Green or Rasheed Wallace?
I would have to say me.
Yeah, ball don't lie.
Yeah, me.
Who you going with? She.
Don't go with
All right.
Still
See, man, he came up, you know, he had the headphones rapping the whole way to the locker room with the championship belt. You know what I mean? Like, you know what time it is.
Until Dre gets a tech for not saying nothing, I'm not saying anything.
I might be able to argue he's gotten a tech for not saying anything. Or Draymond would probably argue that he did in his head somehow. Okay.
He said something. Draymond said something. Yeah, he can't help it, man.
All right, better rapper, Damian Lillard or Shaq? Things heated up between them this summer. Come on, y'all, speak your truth.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, come on. We got to go with dollars with that one. There ain't no
Yeah.
disrespect, big fella. You my man. I love you. But, nah, dollars. I like Dame Dollars. I like his flow. I like his go.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Dame is nice.
I'm a big fan
I'm a
of,
fan of Dame.
of Dame, but I do have to say Shaq came through with like puppets and cinematography. I mean, it was a
Oh, if
presentation.
he gonna give you the
it
whole
was a
thing,
presentation.
that's where Shaq is Shaq. Yeah, that's where Shaq is Shaq. He gonna have the whole production going.
All right, favorite moment as a player?
For me, sipping that juice at the top of that mountain in 2004.
Awesome. Similar for you?
Yeah, it's 2013.
The
Just getting
first
through that.
championship?
The second.
Second, excuse me, please.
Yeah, well,
Excuse
only because like that was like we didn't think we were gonna get out of there alive, and it happened. So it was like kind of an out of body experience. You know what I mean? And it's like I'm just happy we, made it happen. Boy, it could have went the other way easily.
All right, just need a name. Favorite teammate of all time, and y'all don't have some special teammates now.
I don't have one in particular.
Do you like your teammates?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love
just
all my
wanna-
teammates. I never
okay.
had beef with my teammates.
That could have easily went the other way. I really thought, okay, so all right, we love them all. You like a mother, like I love all my children the same. What about you?
I hate picking favorites, but my man Juwan Howard.
Juwan Howard.
You know, 'cause I looked up to him since the Fab 5 days, and
That's
then
what's up.
being able to win championships with him, and then like before he went to Michigan, we were working out,
Yeah.
Twice a week, and just, I mean, it's gone deeper than basketball
Absolutely.
on numerous occasions.
Who do you like more, Dwayne Wade or LeBron James? I'm kidding.
Me,
I'm just kidding. All right, yo, recently there have been some crazy salaries and contracts signed right now. And I mean, I'm so happy for these young fellas getting their money. We talking about guys too getting paid, you know, like 12 points per game, 4 rebounds, an assist and a half or something. If you guys were playing in today's NBA, how much money do you think you'd be making a year? Prime you.
Ooh, it's the same.
What do you think you'd make?
It would have definitely been more than what I got.
You think you're an 18 mil a year type player? You think you're 25 mil? You think you're 30, 32 mil?
I would probably say in my prime, it would have been like 18 to 20 mil.
I think you're underselling yourself,
Bro,
man.
it would have been 30 to 35. you know it.
I definitely think high 20s, like 20s.
No.
It would have been good for the kids.
Mid-30s.
For him? What about for you?
Same. Like, give me that shitty deal. I want that one. You tell
But
me
I'm
no,
coming
that's
back.
fine.
Facts. You're coming back to the
Yeah,
league?
I got to. They give you just said it. They're giving too much money.
Oh.
Like 2-year extension. What do you get? 70-something mil?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You know what? I don't even want them problems. I had enough problems with my contract.
Hey, your contract? Let me tell you that.
I was like, these new guys, like, that's great,
yeah.
but ooh,
Yeah,
boy,
that's
them
a lot.
problems, I don't want them problems.
All right. We got 2 more questions left. Who's your MVP this season?
I'm going with AD.
AD?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he'll be able to really make a difference on both ends. He's got the hype. If he can be the best defensive player on that team and really anchor that defense and get buckets like he always can, you know, I think, and he's got space, and you know, he's got, you know, Bron who's willing to pass it to him. He's got, you know, I think he has the biggest upside for that.
Absolutely. When you have someone like Bron who can take all that other stuff up, it allows you to be great.
And pocket passes, man.
Yep.
I miss those pocket passes.
Oh. Who's your MVP real quick?
I gotta go with my man for them 76ers, Embiid.
Okay, so is Embiid your top center over Jokic in the
Yes.
NBA? Me too.
Yes.
He's good.
And I think he has the pain of last year's defeat. We saw him crying on the court. He's down weight. And I know you just like Philly. I forgot that was just Philly. I just need a squad right now. Last question of the lightning round. Who's winning the title this year?
I go with the Lakers. I think it's theirs to lose, barring injury.
Lakers barring injury.
Yeah,
okay, what about you?
Bar injury, I'm gonna have to go with the Milwaukee Bucks.
Ooh, spicy.
They should be hungry though. They
Oh,
should be
very
real
much
hungry,
they
bro.
should.
Yeah, man, that's all I like
Okay.
that one.
Well, guys, I cannot thank you enough for setting the tone for our NBA season. The NBA jumps off tonight. Thank you for being here, NBA legends, as we have it right now. Thank you so much.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
us.
Yeah, and I had a lot of fun with you guys. I knew you were going to be great. Keep it real. So first of all, everybody, thank you for watching Don't At Me. Make sure that you follow @Players Tribune to continue the conversation, be a part of polls, keep up to date, because we're going to have a lot more of these coming up throughout the season. Make sure you follow @Players Tribune. Follow your girl. I need them. @Rosgo21. Please follow Chris Bosh. You can be one of his many millions. But more importantly, the most important thing, newest to Twitter, NBA Twitter, show love to @IAM_Sheed. He has 1 tweet right now. He just got verified.
Right.
Welcome him to Twitter, y'all.
Balling with that 1 tweet.
Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Rosalyn Gold-Onwude. Make sure you tune in tonight for the NBA tip-off. Nightcap, Lakers, Clippers, and we'll discuss it. See you next time on Don't At Me.